Welcome back to GG. We have not been here in so long, but we missed it so much, and we missed all of you so much. So, to get things started, I'm Dehydration.
What's up, y'all? I'm Cup of Noodle.
What's up, guys? I'm
It,
Pac-Man 630,
it's me, Pride Zero.
Oh, we haven't done that in so long.
and welcome back
I
to
know.
GG's.
Welcome, Bike.
Did
It's
you
been a
miss us?
while. I hope you missed us.
I hope
They
you
better
cried
miss
every
us.
day.
I miss
Do
some
you?
of y'all. You know who you are.
I miss convening with these heathens to then give y'all the heathenry that we commit when we commit.
We
uh-huh.
convene.
Yeah.
Convene. There we go. I
Yeah,
couldn't think of the
There
word.
we
I was like,
go.
there you
I
There
was
go.
we
like, what?
go.
It's like I know it starts with a C. I just didn't know.
For
We're like,
whatever
commit,
reason, the past few
commit.
weeks, it just felt like we could not all sync up and do something properly. It wasn't us just sitting around doing nothing. It was just everybody had something going at one specific week.
Probably
Life
was
Yeah,
was
sleeping.
You
lifing.
know,
it
come
was.
on, Slee.
I was
Life be
napping.
life. I was napping.
Naps took him out a series
I was going
sometimes.
through it. First of all, I had a bad
So
week.
what's going on in
What?
your? What happened in your week?
Tell us why
First
you
of
mad.
all, I'm not even mad anymore. It's just work was really taxing. This month is hell month. That's when everyone from corporate wants to come and randomly shop stores. So then everybody has to be on their P's and Q's. So they be running around here on a 10 when I'm usually on a 3 at best. And then they want to bring that 10 to me and think I'm gonna go up to a 7, averages, but I stay at a 3. And then they get mad. But on the brighter note, I found out I have the lungs of a golden god.
Um,
We're not
What else?
doing this. We almost lost Pride. B
Twice.
and I were sitting in
Twice.
confusion. Oh, we almost lost this man.
But I made it to 10 though.
Yep, tell him about them spirituals you was humming.
First of all,
And they kept,
Then we heard his head hit the keyboard. He woke up and was like, nailed it. Like, you okay?
but I did though. Oh, I almost saw that white light, but I ain't go in the tunnel. I was great. So what y'all been going through? What's up in your weeks?
I would say I'm day 2 of 4 of having my niece and her dog at my house, and I'm not used to being around kids for this continuous amount of time. I used to see
Mm.
her sparingly, but to see her for a continuous morning to night, it's woo. And the
From
dog is weird.
It's
sunrise.
a
Wow,
part-time
go do
job.
the dog. The sunrise to sundown.
Literally, because I was playing games with Pride earlier, and the dog was just downstairs just barking at nothing, and just like, "You okay?" And I came downstairs, the dog was like, looking at me like, "It's been through something." I'm like, "I don't know what you want me to do with you.
Was it the
I don't know."
train? When the train comes
No,
past, does it scare the dog?
no, the dog was just downstairs. First of all, and the dog was on the couch for some reason, just on the couch
Now.
where it don't belong, just barking. I'm like, I don't.
You know they say dogs can see spirits, so he was probably talking to a ghost.
Might have
Don't
been.
scare B like that.
It's probably
Now,
it's probably the ghost of the sour cream.
Yeah, exactly.
not the
Shut
sour
the
cream
hell up,
ghost.
Philip.
You
Shut
pop up in
up.
my room and say, "Ooh, I'm the sour cream
Ooh.
ghost." I'm
Philip,
gonna
I'm
be
calling my
mad.
mom. Don't you ever come to my house and eat pancakes. Not never again. Not ever.
Ow! I'm gonna Uber Eats everything. That's fine. I'm gonna go out. I'm heading out for food. Don't even worry about it. I'm gonna unravel my plate. Like, what y'all eating?
Anywho,
That means our group vacation can't be Baltimore for show. Then that's all. We know
y'all
where
weren't
we
invited.
can't go.
Y'all weren't invited. I'm gonna let everybody in the city know to jump y'all as soon as they see you.
Wow.
Wow.
Jump them right
Wow.
in.
You know that's valid.
Imagine getting fought
It
over
was-
some pancakes
it
because
was-
they cook them wrong.
It was just really the way that V would take me to places and be like, "Well, yeah, a couple of years ago there was a shooting in that Dollar Tree, and in that one too, and it's right
Yes,
next to the
first of all.
chicken." So we're
Who's
going to
shooting
the
next to
chicken
my
place.
chicken?
First of all,
Yes.
that Dollar Tree, when it got robbed, me and my dad was in there like, wait, and then, okay, here's how it went. So we were in there, and then like there was someone in front of us. There was like maybe 2 people in front of us. And then they went, and then the cash would just bust out in tears, like, "Oh my God, we just got robbed." We're like, "Really? Wow, that was the most calm robbing I've ever seen." I'm like, "Wow."
Not y'all being accustomed to it, so they was in and out real quick. Come
He
on,
said,
Robin,
"I'm gonna
customer
show you.
service.
I'm gonna show
They
you
were like,
all
"This
the
is the
fight."
second time this week." I was like, "Oh wow, let me go next door and get my chicken." That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it really was. She really
He said,
casually
"I'm gonna
said it.
shootings here, stabbings here."
Mm-hmm. Because
All
you know
of
you
a
have
sudden.
America's Best Wings and America's Best Glasses right in the same shopping center. It's a
It
lot.
really is
It's
a
a
lot.
Oh gosh.
My week was interesting. I went to work all 3 days today. It was a lot. It was a lot on my
I love
body.
that for
It was
you.
real
You did
Really
sore.
never
that.
does that.
I
I'm so
usually
sorry.
I
Never
usually
does
I usually
that.
take off one day. It's like you know what, two. That's fine. But I've also gotten back into working out. I haven't been to a gym in over a year at this point, and it's an experience. It really is a hell of an experience. It leaves my body very sore. But I've also been working on equipment. Usually I just swim, but I'm trying to get on the equipment. Like I actually ran a mile on max incline on a treadmill and almost died. But I'm here and my legs feel better now. The soreness of working out and being a semi meat has a lot for me. It always ramps up when I get back into the gym. So that's what I did this week. I nothing other than that. Avoiding its responsibilities. Kaysen, how about you?
I'm chilling for the moment, but I'm slowly watching the calendar just, creep up on me, and it's
Can you
gonna get to
believe
the
it's
point
about
where
to be June?
right this
Memorial
year is
Day.
flying.
Oh my
What do
God,
we
it's almost my
what do we
born
do for
day.
Memorial Day?
Off
Pride, your
work?
birthday's
Nothing.
definitely
I'm gonna be
coming up.
depressed on
June,
Memorial
Yeah.
Day. So,
June 9th, yeah.
I'm
June
a
9th.
me.
Yeah. Look at you remember my birthday. Oh,
I know.
I love that for y'all. No,
don't
nothing,
ask me
just
none of
the
y'all.
calm
I
before
hate
the
What'd you say?
Nothing.
What'd you say?
I ain't say nothing.
I
Cause you
hate
said
how
on
your
your breath.
I just, I just want to let y'all know publicly that I hate that your birthdays are so close in proximity because the way I be
They
poor,
are.
I'd be like, oh, this month slot of me, like, oh, my wallet, poor. Like, oh, there I go. Down bad.
July is bad. I
Yeah.
know.
It's really the thought that counts, though. Like, I don't think
It
any of
really
us
is.
expect anything extravagant. Just something to show you care is all it takes. You could
I'm,
really send me a note that says "bitch," and I'm like, "Oh."
oh, cute.
Well, I'm gonna
Just
make
a
note of that.
sticky
I'm gonna
note,
spell
Yeah.
right? Just
And you about to be
beach,
real, it's about to be real
beach.
I'd
cheap
be
this
when I
year.
tell you I'm gonna frame all of them. I'd be so happy.
Now,
Come on, beach.
I mean,
I'm
where's
not
my
gonna write. I'm not
friends?
gonna write it. I'm just gonna get you a picture of the beach, and then
let's go
Well,
to
that's
the
what it
beach, and
means.
it's just gonna be
beach.
the
It's gonna
word
be
slur.
metaphorically. It's gonna be like, yeah. Wait,
Oh.
wait.
Just the word. What type of frame is it gonna be? It's gonna be like one of them graduation picture frames.
No, yeah, one of those
I'm
little
looking at one of them
pre-frames.
real ugly, gaudy, gothic looking frames. It's gonna be
No,
real
give me
ugly.
something
Wow,
that's
and
not
I'm gonna put
related.
it
Do them
right
like
up
a
on my
best dad
wall.
frame.
Come
Wow.
on, world best dad.
The frames be framing though. Some shapes and some words be, and it's like, oh, this picture is doing this. Like the frames be framing a lot of the times.
I love those. That's why I have like a
I
best
used
friend.
to work
Father
in the
mug.
framing department at Michael's, and when I tell you
You
people
worked at
used to fix
There's
Michael's?
a framing
a
department in
very
Michael.
long time
Isn't
ago,
that where
I
you
was
sold them
like,
Sharpies?
Yeah, that's what she
that
stole in
I
Sharpie.
wasn't stealing
That's why she
Sharpies.
was
It's
stealing
not stealing if you.
Sharpies.
It's
Yeah.
not stealing because I worked
Did you
there,
mark
and
them
That's
down,
not how
sis?
that.
Did you mark
That's
them
not how that
down?
works. That's not how that works, Casey.
that wasn't my job to mark them down. I was allowed to use Sharpies. I needed them for the framing department to measure so I can make sure people pictures came out legit. That's all. So we were allowed to take Sharpies
No,
for
you
the
weren't.
gig.
You were allowed to use them at work,
At
not take
work,
them
but then
home
you
and
had
huff them.
You were
That's
yes.
not
taking
how
them
that
right
works.
home, sis.
And
You were
there
taking
was
them
one in the
right home.
car too. In the car experience that yes, and you hit the garage with the
It's
Sharpie in the
not
car.
stealing. If you work there, if I worked at Walmart, I walk around eating their food because
That's
I
not how
worked there.
that works.
That's
And
And
that's
you
not
not
would
how
have
how
that
got
Walmart
fired.
works.
works.
And you would have
That's
got
not how
fired.
Walmart works.
Because the
If
way
I
that's not
worked in
how
the bakery, I'm gonna eat a cupcake.
that's
You
not how
can't
that
And
stop
you would have
works.
me.
got
Listen,
fired. And you
You
would have
can't
listen.
got
stop
fired.
me.
You know, daggone well, workplace, like you can have a discount when you make a purchase,
But
but
you
you will not
don't
be getting
have
these
it.
items for free.
Hey,
Thank you.
ooh, actually, I used to do that all
I
the
have you
way.
know, I did not get fired from Michael's. I've only been fired one time, and that was because of Porter. So, okay, I got fired
It
twice,
wasn't
but
because
that
of
was
Porter. You
also
also made your own decisions.
Yes,
Go
he
off
did.
though.
I got fired because of Porter twice. The second one was my decision to fall asleep at work, but he went home
Yes, of course
early.
it was.
So I had no one to talk to, and it was very boring. So I fell asleep, and then they just told me I was good and I
Imagine
had
that
to come
being
back.
Porter's fault. Imagine.
Why did he go home early? He
Because
left and
That was
said,
his
I have
business. That was
me.
his business.
It
It
really
really
was. Porter
was.
said, I'm going to have a
he went
great
home
day.
early. I was so bored. And because he was working there before me, this was after we got fired the first time. So because we used
Hell,
to
not
Come
y'all
on, a
get fired
multi-occurrence.
together. I just.
we really did because I got kicked out first, and then something told me to turn around. And when I did, and when I hit the U-turn in my car, he was right across from me. So we went and got breakfast, and then we got another gig, and he just happened to be there too. I think we was at the same staffing agency. Now that I think about it,
Why
and
are
he
y'all getting
went
the
home.
same jobs on purpose? What's going on there?
Because when you work for an agency, they just send you wherever people need you.
You work
And
for an agency?
yeah,
Like a temp,
It was like a temp. Yeah, like a temp job.
agency. Okay.
So that's how we met the first time. And then since we both got fired together, we were looking for employment at the same time. And so they sent us to another place, but he went home, but he got there before me. So he used to call me at work and he called me so much, they blocked him from using our area code. So when he left early, I couldn't call anybody because the area code was like, nope, they took that from us. So I fell asleep at work. And then I got fired, and then he just didn't come back.
Ooh, y'all just
just James
You
Bond.
just
and
know
getting
they be the couple in the corner, and
Bonnie and Clyde.
Like, I can't stand them.
Yuck.
Yuck.
I didn't do
Gross.
anything. I'm telling you, the first gig was not me. One of the manager's daughters was trying to talk to him, and she invited him to lunch, and he was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna go home for lunch." But then him and I ended up getting lunch. So now I look like the floozy that went home with him.
Is that why you got fired? Is that why you actually got fired?
We went to Taco Bell.
Why did you actually get fired?
Because I don't know what I did for the first one. I know what he did, but all I know is old girl asked him to go out to eat. And he said he was going home, and then we went to lunch, and then they separated us. And then like that following week, we both got kicked out. They separated him. They made him go in another room. But he kept coming in my room, and then he got in trouble again.
I'm gonna give y'all back on the note of getting fired. I'm gonna give you two instances of how Case and eating from the bakery could have went. When I had my first job, I would eat. I would sneak and make food because it gave. Oh wow, words English, Jesus.
Come on now.
They gave the food at like an 80% discount when you were on the clock, right? But then some of the girls, if you know how to cook, you would just make it yourself and go. So I would just make it and then go and then sneak in the bag and then put it in my locker. And then some marriages cared, some marriages didn't. That was at my first job. The job I'm at now, there was a guy who took a milkshake home and they fired his ass so damn quick. Yes. They said, They said you gotta go. They said,
They said you're setting a bad precedent. We won't what it won't be.
The milkshake does not bring the boys to the yard. Imagine.
Case someone took a cupcake, they would have said, get out.
We fight.
Get out.
Give me the cup.
Over a milkshake? That's so petty.
Give it to
I remember back in my youth, I used to be a manager at McDonald's. And one of the only perks you had as a manager at McDonald's was you ate for free. But then I also had another manager who like did too much. Like she would take entire like brick bags of like icy orange and lemonade. Like
icy orange was that shit. Icy orange was that box.
The whole pop box, yes.
The whole
Imagine taking the whole bid just to the house.
She would take the whole box to her house and just mix it with water at her house.
I think that's crazy. How bids work.
That's not how that
bids
works.
are supposed to work. I think they need.
That's a whole supply. Yes.
But I tell you, she was a mess. Ooh, and then she did this thing right where she used to there was a point like if you worked nights, the cashiers like around a certain time the registers had to reboot for like the closing system, so you could only take cash, right? So we had to write down all the orders and keep a separate till for like the cash that we took for that time. When I tell you she would write down an order, take the money for the order, give them change out of the till, and then put the rest of her money straight in her pocket. And I said, "Oh shit."
Her stealing.
She really did. She was really out here snatching from the girls.
And see, when you do all them extras, that's why the little guy, such as myself, gets in trouble for absolutely nothing.
Jason, you stole Sharpies.
But you really stole Sharpies. You stole.
It's not stealing because I worked there. No one cared.
I
didn't get fired.
That's the same concept.
Did I get fired? They knew I did.
You were about to, sis.
They knew I did. I never got fired. They never tripped. They'd be like, "What's up, Jason?
Is it only okay if you don't get caught?"
But the thing is, I wasn't sneaking it. Like they knew I did.
Anyways, she didn't answer that question, so that's
really
fine.
didn't. But aside,
well, you said if I don't get caught, I kind of was like I wasn't hiding it. They knew I took Sharpies. I also used to take stuff home for my nephew.
If someone from corporate saw you do it, would you get in trouble?
I don't know because I never got in trouble, and corporate never came through.
Yep.
So I think corporate would be a hater, but just don't just want me to go down bag. I care about my happiness. Okay, that's cool. Nope. Say it again.
That's cool. Wow, you're doing this. You're doing this. Aside from the food and the job industry, how about we get into the meat, cheese, and potatoes of this here podcast?
What
I like that. That was real metaphorical. I like that.
It's a meta. It really is a metaphor. But you never heard meat, cheese, and potatoes?
The meat potato. What's the
No,
cheese?
it's no, there is the cheese.
I've
No.
heard of the
I
meat
never put the
potatoes,
cheese
but I've
in my
never
meat
heard of the cheese.
potato.
No, it's definitely the meat. I know it's meat and potatoes, but I've definitely heard meat, cheese, and
Some
potatoes.
got a loaded potato. Don't trip.
Don't do me.
You got
Y'all
a
on my
loaded
plate.
potato.
Y'all on my
I'm a little
plate.
lactose.
Y'all need to worry about your. Now, B, let's not act like you don't still be down in milk with your lactose ass. Let's not act.
First of all,
Let's not bring lactose from a non-believing
First of
lactose,
all,
sis. Let's not
I'm
do
not
it.
lactose intolerant.
Then what
okay?
are you, sis?
It's the
I have
reflux.
chronic bronchitis.
It's the reflux.
It's not the reflux, that is a separate issue. Don't put me in my health issues.
Ooh, her food. Ooh, the plate. It's empty. But I would like to say the title of this episode is called The Great Fall. We witnessed in our time of being here and being away between this podcast and last podcast, there has been the Great Divide. There's been a lot happening, and we have a lot to talk about. So, would anyone like to re-emphasize and display the content we are about to get into?
I would just say that the Black Twitch community that we serve, that we participate in, that we are a part of, really had some transition out.
Mm-hmm. On all aspects. Yes, on all aspects. We've had the fall of many great giants. And why do you think
Pride Rock was threatened?
It was.
You must never go there. You know,
Never
really
go
can't.
there. Can't go there.
You really can't. So what do you think? What are some key takeaways we think we've learned from this
I
past?
think one of the key takeaways is to not put all your eggs in one basket. When the basket has holes in the shit. When the basket looks a little rinkety. When the basket's a little ambiguous, if you will.
Come on.
Like this might be a basket. This might be a pail. Who knows?
This might be a bucket. What is
Exactly. The girls don't be knowing, and that's their problem. So they say, you know what? My eggs. Let me shove them in.
And shove them in the basket, sis, and then the basket fell. And, ooh.
The basket broke this week.
Sometimes when the baskets be loud, it happens. People be like, ooh, take my egg. Yes, you are loud. I love what you're saying. Yes, here's my egg. But then,
the loud is I feel like this is my key takeaway from this point. Loud does not equivalent to right.
Yep.
Say it again. You got to say it one more time because I think people don't catch this.
Yes.
You gotta do like a black.
Got you. I got it.
Okay.
Loud. Okay. Let me tell you something. Open your ears. Loud does not equivalent to right.
Say it again.
Loud does not equivalent to right.
I can't equivalent.
Come on, equivalent.
Let me praise fans.
But I'm serious.
I hate that everyone's Black church experience is the same.
The same thing. They all
I
have
was
the
running
same
place. I
blueprint.
got my arms up.
Yes.
Louder.
Wow. And then you got, it was really the modesty blanks. Everybody be like, oh, throw that over her. Yep, throw it over here.
No, whatever passed out here.
It really was the hands for me when the pastor would touch. Wow. And I was like, this is scary. Like, this is scary.
That man ain't about to touch me.
Exercise me. You see what happened to her? Yeah.
She ain't woke up yet.
Imagine going to church and getting ran a fade. Like,
No, because I remember one time when your parents would someone would catch the spirit and they got to move all the chairs.
Yes.
My mom did. I was like, now me having to get up because you want to be in the same room.
You know when you be sitting down, it's like, get up right now. Like if the spirit don't move you, I will. Like, thanks. Like, thanks, Mom.
I hate that we all live the same life. We just didn't.
Yes, we all live a very similar lifestyle. But beside from the actual church festivities, the message I have today for my children, is loud does not equivalent to right, and we need to stop letting people who are loud dictate what is right and dictate the movement of this here platform. Because as we saw, loud didn't equate right, and it went down real bad. The great fall. Twitters were locked.
I think there's also just, we don't, as Pat Williams would say, we did not verify this expletive. And for her to have bubbled up so quick to now only a year later, she fizzled out. That's a quick turnaround. It's
I
The
really
think
turnaround
is.
period
I
is real.
really think
Yeah.
we've gotten to a point where I get it. Everyone's vocal for the most part if you choose to be. If you don't, trust me, I respect it. But I don't care about what people say. Instead of listening to people, you want to heart something, you want to retweet something, stop and look at people. Because literally, yes, you really don't got to be Inspector Gadget to see the flaws. Like you can see it, like it's very present. So when everything goes south, you should already be like, that's about right. The way I wasn't like, were any of y'all surprised? Because I was sitting
No.
in, that's about right. I sat
No.
in that
Yeah.
section. That was a long time coming. For me, my mind wasn't blown as much as I was kind of looking around like, so y'all really believe this?
Yeah. Y'all
Y'all was
really fell
really here
for it.
for this.
You can tell who didn't stand for nothing because they fell for everything.
Everything for
Ooh, this is
everything.
very true.
I know it's easier to sit with the majority, but I really think if we would just stop and watch people more, you be able to see all the flaws. My thing is, if the majority's here and you can see what they're saying, and if they're telling you, I don't mess with cars because I'm eco-friendly. I don't mess with that. I'm eco-friendly. And then you see him on the freeway driving a Mustang. Well, shit, that should be all you need to know, right? Like, how many red flags do you need before you stop and say, "Oh, that shit sound good," and then you just do it, moving. I don't think you need to call people out. You can if you want to. It's just for me. I like to know. I'm one of those. As long as I know, then I'm good. I don't really feel the need to call you out because I feel like that's a never ending gig. And I don't know if I get
Yeah.
I don't get the right to do that because, I said it
Exactly.
before. I know who I am. Am I going to get it wrong? Probably. Just remember me different. But I can say I ain't lying. And if everything is a lie or I got to go private or, I'm going to bring everybody down with me, that says a lot. That's all. Just make better decisions. Just, damn it, stop listening to everybody. Loud don't equal right.
I also feel like we forget that as, content creators, we are still in the face of the public. And when you do stuff for the public, like, that's the good thing and the bad thing about being content creator. Like when you mess up, oh, you have the public that you have to like, oh, that was my bad or XYZ, but then you do have the gratifications or the ramifications or of like being able to reach out to more people. I don't think I'm lying in that sense. But I don't feel like we should be surprised if you're doing like some crazy messed up stuff behind the scenes and then it comes to the light and now it's like, whoa, it's me. It's like you were doing this, like, yes, that might have been the comfort of the four walls and a roof, but still it's going to come out to light eventually if you're a public figure.
Always, yeah.
Definitely reached a point where it doesn't matter. We are held accountable even when we log off. That's just what it is. I'm not saying it's fair. I think it's fair for some things, though. Some things I don't want to hear. That's my personal life. You can definitely go down bad. I feel like we know where you can truly get it wrong. I'm not going to take away the fact that people are human, but there are some instances where I'm going to be like, well, dude, you're just out. And once that comes out, you can go. But as a whole, I really think you need to look at the company you keep. Make sure you have your circle and you better know it well because as we saw, one went down bad and took everyone with them.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying. You better verify, as like B said, one person went out and in the midst of that brought down several people. That's insane.
That's when you got to step back. Like, were we even real friends? Like, were any of y'all really good? If this is how quickly
And
Hell,
the ball
especially,
fell.
Yeah.
there, that was
and especially as quick as those screenshots were generated. Like,
Was
oh, you
bruh.
were playing with me.
like
It's-
none. It was just
Yeah.
like, oh, if I'm going out, oh, y'all
All
not
the
with me.
people-
Fine,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take you with me too. That
It really became
Not
a pissing match on who was going down the worst at that time. Like,
Yeah.
well, I do it down bad, but since you see what's going on over there, like, I was eating my
comes-
I said
salad.
what I said, but they
Never
said
know.
what they said.
You'll never know for sure when it comes to loyalty, but you get glimpses when you just watch how people treat other people. Some things that for me, I would like to think are sacred. I would like to think if we are friends today, and if for whatever reason Pride and I aren't friends, Pride wouldn't go down bad and be like, well, fat case and bring me with them. Because there should be honor amongst thieves.
Exactly.
I
There's
will.
honor
Yes.
among thieves.
My
Like if we
foot longer
all,
will be released.
if we
Everybody
all now,
I'm about to air out
friends.
I'm doing the laundry,
I
sis.
am
Everybody's
married.
clothes. Yes.
Yeah,
Hanging it
everything
right
will
on
be
up.
canceled. The foot longer will be generated. It's already pre-typed.
I
So it's
hate
really
We
just
are a
code.
unit. Sis, we're stopping the bag as a unit, sis.
Right,
Together.
exactly. None of us are getting money. Act
We are
foolish.
all going to be working at the 9 to 5 gig. Yes, all of us. Thank you.
Now we're gonna be hating each other, just looking at each other because we all we got.
Right, we gonna be sitting in front of a trash can saying "shoe up."
Yo,
Shoe up.
Like a
We all-
lady used to hit at that crack can. Shoe up.
If we all gonna end up on the same porch in elderliness, then we all gonna end up on the same stoop in our youth, correct?
Yeah.
Pretty much. No, I don't know. I just think it comes back to what we said back in our school days, where it's everybody's cool when you cool, but you
Yeah.
really don't get to see a person for who they are, what they are, until you're not getting along. So it's very easy to think, oh, well, they're nice to me and I'm nice to them, so we're quote unquote friends. Everybody good when it's good. You really don't get to see people until shit get a little rough. That's when you get to see people at their
The
their
realest.
full form.
Mhm.
Yeah, at their realest form. And that's what you should be checking to. You should be checking for someone to get a little bad news so you can see how they move. And
Yeah.
that's when, you get to see them for who and what
This
they are.
this also showed this. Oh, sorry, I don't mean to. But I think this also showed that people aren't exactly what they display to be. I feel like the two coincidences that show like people for who they really were, or like how they usually act comparative to what they portray, was when A, you were going down bad, or two, you thought you was behind closed doors, and then you brought it to the light, and it was different.
This is true. I feel like we've reached a point in content creation where it doesn't pay to lie. That's it. It doesn't pay to lie. Even if it's the minority, it doesn't pay to lie because you don't really get to keep them. And at this point, shit comes out. So it's one of those things where I don't know. I think with content creation, especially because it's kind of a newer format. I get it. I think people want to have a certain air about them. They want people to view them a certain way, you know. But no one's ever going to view you the way you want to be viewed. So I think if you're going about it and there's a more of a persona to it, I feel like that's why you start getting winded, or it's like I need to take a break because this really is an act and you got to keep that going. I think at this point in the game, you're just better off gunning it as yourself, whether it be good or bad. That way, no matter what happens, no one can ever fault you because it's like, yeah, but that's who they are. There's certain things in life they can tell me Pride did something, and I'll be like, that sound like Pride. I know what I'm getting from you. I know what I'm getting from B. I know what I'm getting from Philip. So we'll never be like, oh, gasp. Like, no, that's who they are.
You tell me
Hello?
Pride fell asleep and said he was gonna come back, and I'd be like, you know what? That's about right. Yeah.
He ain't fake. He Pride. Pride never comes back. Hello?
Let the record show that I've come back several times.
You have, and I'm proud.
Thank you.
You have.
The track
I
record
think,
is bad,
you
but
know,
sometimes you come back
It
from
is
that
bad.
store.
I've been very hurt, and I'm.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. But I would like to
yes.
say, as the Pick Girls say, the best person at being you
Is you. Yes.
And, like,
Oh, you
Now,
did that.
that's
Be yourself.
Aw.
Be yourself.
I hated that.
Unless you're garbage, then don't be yourself. Be
If you're
somebody
garbage,
else.
then like
If you're
be
garbage,
smelling
you better
You're
be
garbage.
Trash.
Just become a content creator.
Grow up, become somebody else. A workshop. Change it up.
You better be out here with your Oscar the Grouch like self. You better be garbage.
like imagine
that
wanting
more
to be
than
like
anything
me.
less.
What do you gain from that? What are you about to
Yeah.
gain?
Yeah.
I have nothing to offer. Please.
I just couldn't keep it going.
Me
I'm
neither.
goofy.
Yeah.
I tell the truth on myself. I be self snitching like shit.
Do.
I
Yeah.
do. I'm not good at it. I can hold other people's secrets. I can't hold my own. I
Can
be
you?
like, ooh, I do pretty good. You
It's
still
the dry
thriving?
snitching. It's the dry snitching.
You
Okay, don't.
still thriving?
Wow. You know what?
Still
Let me
thriving.
schedule this twit longer tweet.
Wait.
Let me put it in the schedule. That's
the
fine.
way.
Case and count your days. Count
Count
your
your
damn
days.
days. Because you're not gonna know when it's coming, but you know it's scheduled.
Wait, give me till September.
You can have till
Ow!
June 31st. You better close it soft.
Close the
You
soft.
better
Close it
soft.
soft.
I don't like
But-
y'all.
Additionally, in the midst of all of, such and such going down bad, Elf also decided they wanted to go down bad for literally no reason. So, anyone want to kind of breeze over that situation?
Now this is outside my wheelhouse, so I would very much like someone to explain what's
I also didn't. I'm
I can't say it verbatim. I'm gonna start there. I'm gonna preface this with I don't know everything because I in fact was not involved. All I can say is what I saw on the surface, and y'all can fill me in. Y'all let us know what we missed if we missed something. And it was along the lines of Elf made a post asking who was a double threat, as in who plays games and does makeup. From there, they had their first stream and did not include any women of color,
Mm-hmm.
period. And the girls were pissed. The girls got involved. They talked to Elf. They hit Elf up. They interacted with the tweet, and nothing came from it. And they were not having it. And that's all I got.
That's also all I had. It was a big debacle. It really was. To see it, Twitter, it was in shambles from one point to another. It was a lot.
I'm
It,
gonna
The
say
only way I ever know anything's going on at this point.
because I don't
yeah.
know the full story, but the narrative I'm seeing on Twitter is that Elf wasn't messing with anybody. Elf was not messing with POCs. And my only thing I can say to that is I if people don't mess with me personally, I don't take it personally. It's business. But I'm just gonna go somewhere where you do think of me. I'm not gonna argue with you to accept me. I don't know what your reasoning is. I'm not trying to figure it out. I don't really care. Because my thing is going forward, if you are approached, what do you do? I mean, if you've already been made to feel like you're not wanted in a particular place and then they let you in, do you feel good being there?
Right.
Do you feel like you earned this, or do you feel like it's kind of like, all right, man, come on, let them in? I don't ever want to feel that way. So I'll never take it personally. If anything, I will just work with those who want to work with me. And then I give them my little 110% and we make it do what it do and we go from there. It'll never be no love lost for me because there's plenty of opportunities out there. Not everyone's going to rock with you, and I'm never going to be one to try to figure out why. That's your business. For everyone that won't, there's always someone that will. And
Right.
I would rather focus on that. And it just hurts to see like all the homies and they put themselves out there, and it was like it was trash. It really was. But at the same time, they have a lot to offer, and I wouldn't let that be the deciding factor. I feel like okay, they're tripping, but who's not? I would go that route as opposed to, just sticking, you just play the waiting game and then your number's called and then what, everyone's uncomfortable. I would be uncomfortable.
Right.
I don't know. That's just my takeaway.
I don't, as a person that has not worked with brands and is not in a brand supervising position, I cannot speak. However, it's like 2021. We're almost halfway through this year. It's been a hell of a year this year and last year. And I feel like at this point, everyone's gotten a chance to take step back and look at the numbers and the network and, really work remotely and look at all the charts and the graphs and that you usually would not be able to look at from a 9 to 5. Or like, maybe you would. I just don't understand why inclusion is still like a thing that's not really looked like it's talked about now a lot more than it has in past years. But I don't understand how in like this day and age or like today, inclusion is still something that is not seen. Like in this instant, inclusion wasn't seen. There was no people of color in that campaign or in that stream or whatever was going on that they were working with. There was none, and there was many people that offered their services, their interest, not interest like bank accumulating, but yeah, their interest in the campaign. So it's weird to like say like, oh, well, we tried. Like, did you? I don't know. It's just weird.
Exactly.
I don't know
Yeah.
how long we're going to get to use the excuse of, gaming is new. I get that it is, especially working with brands. I don't know how long we're going to get to use that excuse. All I know is we can't force
Ah,
companies to
yes.
do what we want them to do. All we can do is what we control, and that's just keep the content coming. We're content creators. That is our gig. It doesn't matter if a brand talks to me or not. My job is to create content. If you want to create that content with me, let's go. If you don't, I'm gunning it alone. That's just me. That's my rationale about what it is we do. That's why I never take anything personally, because I'm not expecting brands to reach out to me. It's my job to create content. That's it. I'm a content creator. If I'm not doing that, then I'm not doing my job. If these companies want to get in, come through. If you don't, do you. Either way it goes, I don't stop. Nothing really derails me because I'm not checking for you anyways.
Hmm.
I'm doing me regardless. It is what it is. If you do reach out and if, our values align, because it's more than just someone reaching out. I think it should be more than that. It should be You know, what are your values? All because you reach out, it doesn't mean we agree upon things. If you're trying to push this and you're not here for inclusion, you just trying to, grab that one, well, then we have nothing to talk about. So all because you reached out to me, the answer is still no. It's more than just, I don't know. I feel like we hold more power than we realize, and we're kind of waiting for the brand, but we actually have the power. They need us. They want us to represent them. We have more power in our hands than we realize. And I think once we realize that, we're not going to pay them much, never mind, but they're going to be hitting us up.
Very
That's,
much.
yeah, that's very true. Very true.
I feel like a lot of companies confuse the difference between marketing and public relations. And that's where some just miscalculations and misfires happen, especially when you're trying to do both via social media. And that's when messages can get confused because, of course, people see that, oh, well, this is the ELF page. That's not necessarily ELF public relations. That's just their marketing department who's pushing out posts, doing what they need to do. But their public relations is a separate department who might not even be the same team. But trying to put all the messages and funnel them through one channel is where messages get misconstrued and people think certain responses should be coming from this and XYZ. It's a lot. It's quite confusing to maneuver.
That's very true.
It is. There's definitely different departments to different companies and different brands, and so trying to get answers from the general one might not be the best response. You got to find the
Right.
right people to talk to.
Yeah. And that even goes with, reaching out to these brands. It's not as simple of as I want to work with this brand. So you just at the company. It's like, nah, there's usually someone you should be talking to, whether it be, a PR rep or a community manager. There's always someone behind the scenes that's in charge of who's getting in and who's not. And if you can find them, you may have a chance. But I think just blindly trying to talk to people, that's where a lot of the disappointment comes from. I think B is right. I know B is right. It's more than one department. It's not as simple as, well, I want to work with Nike, so I'm just going to at Nike. You don't know where that's going. It's probably
Actually,
not going
Girl,
Like
the
cold
way
calling, honestly.
I was actually gonna ask, like, because I see a lot of people trying to shoot their shot on Twitter, so to say. Like, they'll add a company and be like, "Hey, I'm this person. This is what I do. I would love to work with your brand." How effective is that? That was always like
I
something
think it
that's always
depends
been
on
in
the
the back of my
brand,
mind.
but
Like,
I don't
how
personally, I don't think it's very, there's more. Okay. It's more than just saying, I'm going to shoot my shot. If you notice when certain things happen and like, they may have like a sponsorship going, or you're trying to get involved with like an org or something, it's usually at like a very specific time because you got to keep in mind, especially if you're trying to get involved with orgs, people have contracts. So because of that, you may shoot your shot in June, right? But they're not open for anything until September. So you shot your shot, but you shot it too early. That's why you want to find someone you can talk to so you can figure out, okay, when's a good time. You can't just shoot your shot at a company and then have nothing to offer them. What do you want us to do?
yeah,
I remember TwitchCon 2017, I talked to Cup Noodle, and they were really nice, the name, whatever. So they were nice to me, and I was talking to their marketing, but it was the marketing agency that was it which one is it, Nissan Cup Noodle. I'll tell my business. It was the marketing company or the PR company they were using at that moment. Companies switch up reps, they don't just keep the same one. So whoever the Cup Noodle were with at that time, I talked to them. So I shot my shot and I hit them up, and old girl kept telling me I'll see what I can do. Come to find out, they weren't even using them anymore as a company. And when they finally hit me up, I had nothing to offer. They're like, so what do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know. That's a good question. I just wanted to work with y'all. If you hit them up and someone actually answers, what are you proposing?
right.
Or do you want to push their product? Is it just going to be one sponsored stream, or is it
A
going to be a
partnership.
collaborative thing for a month? Do you want a code for your name? What do you want? It's more than just shooting your shot. If that door opens up for you and someone replies, what you gonna say? I learned that the hard way. Someone finally responded and said, well, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know. And because of that, I didn't do anything with them. It was like, what do I do? Do I give out free cup noodles? Do I want a code? Do I want print work? What am I attempting here? I didn't know. It's more than just adding a company. And I think we forget that. And sadly, since it's new, no one really tells anyone. And not all campaigns are made the same.
Mm-hmm.
I've never done anything that was literally the same as another company. They're all different. So it's just a lot of communication back and forth and figuring out exactly what you want if you're going to shoot that shot.
Yeah.
Takeaway is have a plan and know who you're talking to and when to talk to.
Yeah, because a lot of the times that they do look for people in these campaigns, for the most part, that isn't like a general message, like, oh, who's interested, da da da. Because, you know, brands do that. They're like, oh, we're doing this, this, and this. Who's interested, or tag a friend, and who you think would be good in this slot. But a lot of times, like, they do look for campaigns or companies, or they want something. They usually have like an offshore, like off-site location that's like, oh, sis, well, you can do this here. Like a lot of the times, like, oh, you sign up here, you put your stuff here, or like essentially an application. So, and a lot of the times that we look at these brand posts, and it's like, oh, like usually nowadays brands are looking to be witty with witty responses to get like, you know, traction. Most notable,
That's love and hate for me.
yeah, Wendy's, Burger King, Arby's, like, you know, they're like, oh, we have the best chicken sandwich. It's like, yeah. And so a lot of the times those are like social media managers or social media inputs and stuff. And so I feel like when you're like, hey, sis, I would like to work with you, like the social media, like, girl, what do you want me to do about it? Sis, like, I'm in the same position you are. Hello? Like,
by the time you see people doing it, it's already done. Everything is done months in advance. So
yeah.
for me, the only thing I didn't understand about the elf situation was why if the tweet came off as they were looking for someone, I don't understand why they did it, because whatever they had planned way before that tweet was made.
Yeah.
So I don't know
wasn't
why
that
it
far.
would have. Yeah, you know, it's like no company's going to hit you up on a Tuesday for something they want you to do on a Saturday. There's definitely time and preparation for it. So I don't know exactly how it was worded, but if it was treated like an open door policy a couple days beforehand where they were truly looking for someone, it's like, but that was already planned out. Anytime you see someone doing something, they didn't find out 2 days before. It's like, no, you knew this in advance. You always get hit up early because you got to plan it. You have to make sure you're good, and you may need to do like your tech support stuff and your rehearsals. Yeah, you know, no one just does. The run of shows exist, so it's never like just we do this on a Wednesday, let's go Friday. If it is, something's up. That's kind of a red flag. I would be a little nervous about doing not fast and loose. I don't trust fast and loose.
Fast and loose.
I need structure.
We are on the go.
I'm a hooligan.
Wait, not come. Oh, yeah, never mind. I thought the gas station. It's called because it's called Come and Go. It's like but with a K. I'm like
Oh, ew.
Yeah, it really is. That really is a gas station. Just, let's go. Hey, anyway, continue.
Choice.
It was. I can admit to my choices, and as a public figure, I can apologize and realize that wasn't maybe the best taste.
But since you're consistently you, Philip, that's
Girl,
what we expect.
You
So it's
know
all
it.
good.
It's on brand, sis. But yeah, I definitely understand what you're saying, and I get that. But you know, it's a weird situation we be in. Consecration is something.
Every week, I never know what to expect, but that's why I love it.
Yeah, keeps us on our toes, keeps us young.
It really does.
It's so loose.
But it's crazy because it's not even like a me thing. I get more excited because you get to see like the homies doing something.
Yeah.
It's just always something going on. Like you'll look up and it'll be like, oh shit, come through. Because you see the homie doing something or you get to do something. I don't know. You just never know what's going to happen next. And I get excited. Like, you know, my best friend, she got to do something with Genius Music this week. And it was like, no best friend. But, you know, she mentioned Ice Milk. And then I was like, no best friend. And, you know,
Absolutely
she
not.
did that.
She tried her best not to have the army come for her. It was a lot. I was proud of her.
First of all, the chat was swayed by the ice milk argument. Everyone really took a step back and really looked at themselves as I forced some self-reflection there.
I think that was just in your head, sis.
I've noticed that whenever B mentions ice milk to someone new, they say, but doesn't the ice melt?
And
It's
she
the same
goes,
thing.
They say that every single
time,
person
every
says
time,
that to
every
you.
single
But
person.
doesn't the ice melt? That's literally the first response. And B's like, well, no. See, what happened was it gets
You have
cold.
to drink it
and
fast.
you know.
No. Don't put I don't want to see any of y'all put ice in any of y'all drinks. Any of them.
I don't-
I get no ice.
None of y'all drinks.
I don't.
I get
I
no
always
ice.
get
None of
no
y'all
ice.
drinks.
I always.
I'm
get
a
no
light
ice.
ice gal
Yeah.
myself.
I always.
I
get
love
no
ice.
I don't know.
You
It's just
don't love
different.
ice because your ice gets watered down in that hot ass
It's-
milk. You don't
It
love
doesn't water
ice.
down.
You don't like
Yes,
ice.
it does
you like
water
You don't
down.
like ice
It-
at all. That
it's
ice
different
is
when
pissed
it's a
every time
water.
it goes in there.
It's a water bed. Like I can understand if it's like something that's made from where I like water on ice, bet. Kool-Aid, juice on ice, bet. You said milk, dairy.
If I was an ice cube
lactose.
and B put me in that cup, I would talk to the other ice cubes like,
What
ain't
is
this
going
about a
on?
bitch?
Like, why is
Yeah,
it so
Ain't this
milky
about a
in
bitch?
here?
This is how
Out
we
of
going
all
out.
the-
This is how we go out on milk.
They could have put me in a cooler, you know, anything at all.
Anything
put
else.
me in a cooler and shove a Coors Light in there, anything.
But
Why
nah,
am
you
I in this
chose
woman's
milk.
milk?
I know they, and now here I
Oh.
am sitting in the remains of this milk because you want to be spicy and
Imagine.
different.
You want to enjoy your watery milk.
Yeah.
I'd be sitting there like, waiting, you better drink me too fast. I'm gonna go right down your throat.
I can
You
just
gonna
go.
choke today. Yep.
I can really
I-
just go.
Oh, actually, I would like to, in all like other lights, I would like to talk about some things. We've talked about, brands, other people, but let's talk about ourselves. We have, recently, we have had an issue that I would like to bring to the red table.
Oh Lord.
When
And we did not talk about this in advance.
We really
We
did.
did.
This
Let me
is-
get that connection real quick. What we
Now
do?
she about to crumble up a piece of paper. when are we gonna be completely transparent with each other through everything, or are we gonna have our own secrets here? Because I feel like in this group,
You can't say what you just said and then not tell us what you're saying. And then
I know
ask
where
for
I know where we're
transparency.
going.
I don't
I'm
know
here,
you
Philip. I'm
We're
here,
going-
Philip.
Thank you.
I see
Where
where
are we
this is
going?
Because sometimes in transactional moments, it's like, oh, we're supposed to be 100% transparent. We real with each other. And in some other moments, we're like, nope, I didn't want to tell you because of X, Y, Z. So I just wanted to bring to the red table.
Where we're
Y'all-
going.
Where is the
What
line?
is
Where we're going. Yeah.
Where is the line? Sis, are we going to
Where
be
is the- what
transparent
is
with
the
each
truth?
other?
What is the
Because
truth?
we can point our fingers at everybody else, but then we
I
got
would like
fingers
to say on
pointed
the
back.
first conversation, we were discussing it via life update.
You know, that's valid. Life updates, that's valid. I do believe that.
Did you want to know something?
Yes,
I'm so
no, I didn't want
confused.
to. I just wanted to know if we were going to be transparent with each other in the near future. I just want
Well,
to
we
know.
Why
better
is
be.
that being
If
brought
we're
up
not
now?
transparent with each other, I don't want to be your friend no more, you fat face. Wait.
Wow.
Been
No.
waiting on
Who's he
Philip
talking to?
for weeks.
Let
You
me
going to a
find out.
fat face, Philip?
I don't
Because
know
Philip
who
made it sound like we lying to each other.
We are.
I
Are
didn't call
we?
you a fat face. I just need to make sure that was done.
B, this one wasn't for you. Philip made it sound like, so how transparent are we being? Like Philip lied to me on the first or something. Did
I
you
have
lie to
never,
me on the 14th?
I have never lied to y'all except for that one time I said, "What would I gain from that?" That's the only time I've lied to you, Casey.
Whenever B says, "What will I gain for that?" I
Here
know
we
she
go.
lying.
Here
That's-
we go.
I don't think I've ever lied to y'all now that I think about it.
B let me think I was losing my whole
First
ass
of all,
mind.
okay,
That's
okay,
all.
okay,
hard.
okay. I would like to say that y'all may not lie, but y'all are a bunch of omitters.
Yes,
Okay. A
y'all
lot of
two,
Oh,
yeah,
y'all
I
two
very
are the
much-
top
I-
omitters,
I
and that's
very
what I'm
much-
trying to
yeah.
say.
I
Well-
very much omit. I'll give y'all that. I omit, but we ain't gonna act like other people don't omit too.
I
you know?
said we all.
Okay.
It wasn't a personal.
We
thing.
all omit.
Okay.
Ain't none of us safe. If Philip does it, Philip will say, "Yeah, but then you did it." But then I'll be like, "Yeah, but B did it."
And then
he'll
we
be like,
all
"Yeah,
going
but I
down.
did it." And then we all just cussing each other. That's usually
Isn't that how it went
goes.
last time?
That's
Yeah.
literally how it
How
goes.
it goes every
how it
time.
went last time. Because it really was a well.
It
You
either
did
goes
it.
that way or it's gonna be B and Philip versus me and Pride. That's
Yeah.
literally how
You
these
know, the
things
old
go.
versus
Oh,
the
the
young.
young.
Yeah.
Here
The
we
fresh
go.
and
We
the-
doing
Here we
this.
go.
Yep, here
There
we
we
go.
go.
Philip, you saying this literally just started something.
Let me
We
take my
were doing
Metamucil.
good
Hold
today.
on. Let me get my Metamucil.
We were doing so good today. You know, it's fine. I don't like that anyway. When I get my next friends, when I make my
You
next
better,
friend,
girl, Craigslist ad is it's getting revenue because that's been a year and a half, Case and sis. It's getting interaction.
I've been vetting people and they gobbledygook. They not cool. I can't help it.
I just know they may call. I have a basement.
Like,
Okay, wait.
I have a couple of cages. Like, wait, what?
No cases. They have them houses from Zillow. Like, I have a whole jail cell in my basement.
Not with the jail cell and the,
That was a lot. That was who's. It would be like, oh, so Rosemary on top, jails. Like,
Yeah, we're not going to the East Coast. That's what we saw on the damn jail cells. We're not going there. You're right. Thank you for
want to talk about
reminding
what
me.
California had going on. Let's not act like California.
What did
again
Cali
ain't-
have?
what did Cali
I
have?
was
Other than bad fault lines.
They have the Zodiac Killer. They never found him. He might still be out there. He might be waiting for someone
Wait,
else.
But
to
you
find him.
had the
You
Son
did
of
find the
Sam.
Zodiac.
Wait, you had Son of Sam on the East Coast. We
Oh,
also
never
had
mind.
that
I was
Ramirez
thinking of
dude.
Is that not the Zodiac Killer? Is Ramirez?
No, I thought the Son of
No.
Sam was something different.
It's different.
Was
It
the
is
Zodiac
Is
different.
Killer
Zodiac
killing
Killer Black Dahlia? 'Cause I
Cancers
think
and
that was
Leos?
LA
Is that
too.
what it
I
was?
could have swore the Ramirez dude was
Shut up,
the
Philip.
Zodiac Killer.
Okay,
Was
honestly,
that Robert Ramirez?
on an honest report,
I could have swore it was.
I never knew why the
Okay,
Zodiac Killer was
Philip,
killing.
I don't remember why he was called the Zodiac Killer. I
I
think
don't
because
either.
he had those messages to where he would transcript them, and that was the thing where they had to translate them.
I do vaguely remember
I
that.
think maybe that's why, because they were similar to Zodiac symbols. I'm not.
We
100
also
on.
had the Menendez brothers, and we had
Yeah.
OJ.
Yeah.
I mean, killers aren't my thing. You know, I vaguely remember the Mendez brothers. I of course,
I
everybody
feel like
knows
y'all
those.
had
These
that
things
woman
happened when I
serial
was a-
killer. Y'all definitely
Okay.
had that woman serial killer too. I feel like
Oh, what
One.
was her name?
the one who
truck
was in
stop-
American
yeah.
Horror Story.
Yeah.
Really?
I know
Yes.
exactly.
I feel like
Yeah,
y'all
she was-
had her.
Yeah. she
Was it
she
Bourdain or something like Borden?
Yeah. No,
Borden.
not Lizzie
Not
Borden.
Lizzie
not
Borden.
Lizzie
Not
Oh,
Lizzie
okay.
Borden. That was a different state. That was one of the
Okay.
Northeast.
Yeah. I forgot.
No,
her
we had a
name.
lot. Okay, People versus OJ is my show. If you've never seen it, it's
It's a good
freaking
show.
good. It's really good.
I'll never.
I hope
finish that
I
show,
hope
though.
American Horror Story. I hope they do one for like the Menendez brothers because I was here, but I didn't get it. I didn't know what was going on because I was here for OJ, but it was so over my head. I just remember I could
OJ
never
was
watch
very
my
much over-
cartoons.
yeah.
I was pissed because like
Yeah.
Bobby's World and everything would come on
Yeah.
Fox, but I come home from school and it's the fucking OJ trial.
OJ
Like
was
so now
so over my head. I was like, God, I just want to watch cartoons.
exactly. Like who
Damn.
is this man? Why do I care? I want to watch Bobby's World. Damn it. Knock this off. That's all I remember. But going back and actually watching that show, it was interesting as hell.
It was. The OJ trial was it was a lot.
It was a lot.
How did we get here? Why are we talking about serial killers?
I don't know,
How did
because
we
B
get-
said that the West Coast had the Zodiac Killer. That's literally
I
what
forgot what you said before that caused.
I
me to
said.
say
We
that.
can't go to the East Coast
because they
got
had jail cells. Yes.
It's the way.
Yes.
And yeah.
We also did have the killer clowns too. That was also most.
Was that a thing?
Yeah, that actually happened close to my school. So
Girl, that
Was
is
that
not
when
something
they
to sound
were dre-
excited about. That was
Wait,
real
was that
exciting.
when they were dressing up
That's
like
me.
clowns for Halloween?
no, this
Yeah.
was remember it was before Halloween. That girls were just
Yeah,
dressed up like
I
clowns with
vaguely
knives.
remember that.
That happened right near my
Oh.
school.
I
It
didn't
was
know how
crazy.
true that was. I know that
was
I thought it
true.
was just a threat, but I didn't know who was doing it.
It was random people. I think it was a lot of copycats at
What
the
is
time.
wrong with people? That's what always scares me. Is
These
a good
people,
old
like, why do you just
copycat.
have a clown costume? Why do you have that?
Why do you have that lying around? That's a red flag.
That's
I've
a
always
problem.
been weary around people who like. It's one thing to like horror movies, but like to collect the
never mentioned
memorabilia.
Dahmer.
Does that make sense? Where was
Where's
Jeffrey
Dahmer?
Dahmer
That
at?
was also the
Dahmer
Northeast.
was-
That was New England.
Because I think Manson was the South.
I'm not taking responsibility. Wait, nuh-uh. Y'all had the Manson family. That was definitely California.
I thought that was the South. I thought that was like Texas.
That was not that was California.
Well, shite. Come to Cali,
Charles
y'all. It's a
Manson
good
and-
Where was
time.
them, where was
It's
them
a good
people who was
time.
eating people? Where were they from? The people who was eating everybody.
Isn't that
Charles
Dahmer?
Manson in it.
No, Dahmer was a cannibal.
Dahmer was
but
also
not
eating
Dahmer.
people.
Yeah,
Yes, that was
Dahmer
definitely California. case.
Manson
That was
wasn't.
you.
Manson had the cold. How did we get here?
That
Damn
was
it, B.
Bakersfield. Mhm.
Yeah, that was Bakersfield. Yeah,
Really?
that really
You remember
was.
the movie with Angelina Jolie and she lost her son and everyone tried to tell her she didn't have a son?
Huh?
That was what was that movie called?
Ooh,
Angelina
I
Jolie-
vaguely remember.
And they kidnapped her son and everyone
Yeah.
tried to tell her she never had a son. That happened out here, but what's crazy
What
is
is the realism of that? Like, what happened?
it's something that actually happened. Her son was kidnapped, and a lot of kids were kidnapped, but for whatever reason, they focused on Angelina's character, and they told her that her son wasn't real and that she was crazy, and she was
Imagine
trying
being
to
that
prove.
forgettable of a kid. You didn't. Ain't no way you
It's
had
the
a
way-
kid.
Well,
sis.
that
I
happened
never
in
seen it.
Cali, and after it happened,
Oh, it's literally called The Forgotten.
there we go. They changed the name of the city. And I want to say Richard Nixon was born in that city. It was either Loma Linda or Yorba Linda, but it wasn't
see.
called that originally. And after that happened, they changed the city name.
Richard Nixon was born in Yorba Linda.
There we go. That's where that happened.
Interesting.
Back in the day, it was easier to get away with stuff. Like you could rob a bank
Oh, yeah,
in
the
one
kids was
city and go
getting
2
kidnapped
towns
left
over.
and right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Go 2 towns over and start a new life. And
That's-
literally after
That's
that
the
happened,
technology really
they
advanced.
ruined everything.
It did. The way kids
You
was
can't
like,
even
oh,
leave
let
the
me walk
country
up
now.
2 miles.
Yeah.
Cash.
Yeah.
Mm. I could rob a bank in LA and then go to San Diego and kick it. And that's like why when we were watching Snowfall, it was crazy because it's like y'all commit all these crimes and then literally go outside. Like you're so easy to find. You go like 2 streets over. If I commit a crime, all you got to do is like go to San Diego and be
Girl, you
done.
got
Like
24 hours, yeah.
there was an
Yeah, and
episode
then
on
like
Snowfall.
fingerprinting wasn't even a thing, and there was so many
No,
crimes that
because you
could have been
couldn't,
solved.
and we didn't have DNA.
DNA.
Yeah.
There was one episode,
Girl.
my man was in Inglewood and he went to Gardena, which is like 10 minutes away, and they couldn't find him.
Case
That's
in-
all it took.
Do not say we don't have DNA. Say we didn't have the technology to find
Oh,
DNA.
I'm sorry. I'm
Girl.
not saying DNA didn't exist.
Girl,
I'm
we
saying
didn't
They
have
didn't have the
DNA.
technology to process
We
the
had
DNA.
the
We
DNA,
had
but-
DNA.
yeah.
They just
The
couldn't
They
DNA.
just
do
didn't know what
anything
to do with it. Let
I
me
do
say that
not
better.
call it Dana.
Girl, we ain't have DNA.
Not DNA in them.
DNA is new, y'all. That didn't come out
What
till
DNA in them?
1999.
That's hot off
No,
the
we had
presses.
DNA. They just didn't know what to do with that. They didn't know it was a thing.
You know, good for us for keeping it. They said, you know what? Maybe one day we'll get this right. Let's keep it.
Yeah.
They really worked that out. They really
They
did.
did.
Now they got
did that.
cameras and technology. Now they be like, "Oh, your license plate is so you weren't at the house." That's okay. I know where you at. Then don't even worry about it.
No,
Like,
you know what's something I hate? I forgot what class it was. I want to say it was maybe Trig, where they taught you about how they will like look at your phone records and like, oh, you were in between these three
Yeah.
cell phone towers. Why do I keep saying tires?
tires.
Wow.
Come on, tires.
Come on,
These
Tyre.
three cell phone towers, then you could do the math to figure out where they were in the triangle.
Triangulate. You better
Oh.
triangulate that location. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the way you can't do
Oh, I
nothing
hated
anymore.
that.
Crime
I
does
hated
not
that.
pay.
It
Crime don't pay.
doesn't.
Unless it does.
Do
Unless
we
it's killing
think at
someone,
the end
you
of
know,
the day,
for
man is gonna take man out? I'm convinced that it's not gonna be an ice age. It's not gonna be any of those things.
Definitely.
Someone smart is gonna make something a little too advanced, and
Definitely.
we all
Whatever
gonna
takes
be
yeah,
gone.
whatever takes us out is gonna be man made. I don't think it's gonna be like a
Or
natural
people are
act.
just gonna start like heating up their microwaves and then they just gonna
Now-
start blowing up.
I'm superstitious about
random.
certain things. I don't like being close to a microwave while it's on.
B tried to meet her
kinda don't.
microwave. B tried to meet
Shut
her
up,
microwave and it
Dylan.
almost blew up.
Shut up! First of all, no, it didn't.
What did you do?
Okay. So there was this tweet, and they were like, "Oh, if you hold 4 in your microwave, it mutes it, so like when it goes off, it doesn't make the sound." I wanted to try it out, but then some people were saying it made their microwave lock. So not my microwave. My microwave, it did nothing, but other people's were locked, so they couldn't open their microwave no more.
Not y'all
What?
breaking y'all microwaves because the internet told you to.
The way I don't use my microwave, I don't use the microwave. Now that I think
My
about it,
microwave is
ever.
one foot
You
in
also
the
don't
grave.
cook. You also don't cook.
Wow, I do cook. First of all,
When the last time you cooked?
Ooh,
3
that
days ago,
pause. Okay, there you go.
What did you make 3 days ago?
I made some burgers.
Why
You put a
saying
patty
like
in the
that?
microwave?
No,
what?
no.
He
He
said
said
he
he
just said he
cooked.
don't use it.
Kason, and this Kason don't listen. Probably don't
Oh,
cook.
I'm so-
Kason don't listen.
I thought he said he made burgers in the microwave. In
Yeah,
which case,
No.
Didn't say that at all, Casey.
oh my bad. Because
Wait, on the-
when's the last time you cooked? And I thought
Wait.
we were talking about microwaves.
Wait a
still.
second.
And
Wait a
so I'm so
second.
sorry.
We found something. How about next trip we just heat up some ground beef in the microwave and see how that busts out? That
No,
might turn
how
out.
about
Hell
we,
no.
how about we don't do that?
Oh
What?
hell no!
Get some
I ain't
ground
even
beef.
on microwave ground beef.
Oh, no.
Just get
I
that.
thought we
might-
were talking about
Jason.
microwave. I'm so sorry.
Casey, remember when the microwave first hit the scene and people was cooking whole chickens in there and shit?
Right, can we talk about it? Can we talk
Oh
about
my
it? When my mother first got a
Oh, a
microwave, I
whole
love my
chicken
mother.
in
Y'all
the
will never tell her. I told y'all this story. She tried to bake a birthday cake in
Yep,
the microwave
yep.
because it is a microwave oven. And when we
Yeah.
told her that's not how that works, she made it anyways. And half that cake was cooked, and the other half was like a fighting rock. It was a brick.
Oh,
Half of it was smushy, half of it was a brick. And she was sitting there like, I don't know what happened. Maybe I overcooked it. No, maybe you put a cake in a microwave and expected greatness. But
I
we won't tell
tell
her.
you, when the microwave first hit, they were
People
wild.
didn't know what to do. Whole
I
ass
said,
turkeys were going in the microwave. Are you-
yes.
They old as hell.
They really are.
Shut up.
They really are. But we're not gonna act like what was her name? Goldie didn't put a chicken in the
True.
microwave.
I
know, I was
on
thinking about that
Flavor She was
She
like,
said,
Don't
yeah.
do her.
Yeah.
She looked like Beyonce.
Beyonce.
you look like Luther Vandross.
It was great TV. She
Uh,
is jealous since all my friends tell me
I look like Beyonce. Beyonce.
That was a
Beyonce.
whole bag.
Beyonce, I am so sorry. Well,
I know
on-
Beyonce was somewhere pissed when she saw that meme. Like, you
Huh?
tried
He
that.
said, snatch this off. Cut it off.
I'm surprised she didn't get that
What does this have to
canceled.
do with me?
She said, "Cut the show off." But I feel like that can conclude, unless you have any other points of the meat, cheese, and potatoes. Anybody have any more ending
Loaded
points?
potato.
You're doing
Come
this.
on, loaded
You're
potato.
really trying to make this work. You're
It's
really
about
trying
to-
to make
Really
that
trying to
Just
make
meat, cheese. It's not the
He's
meat,
really
cheese,
trying
and
to make that
potato.
champion.
Let me.
That's
I'm
just an
about to,
extra ingredient. It's just the meat
cheese,
potato.
just meat, cheese, and potatoes.
No, it's a loaded potato, and you will let my Philip have that.
What is it, a burger loaded potato? What's going on? A ground beef, but no, what is it?
No.
A hamburger helper ass potato?
Bitch, it's a steak, and then you have
The
a
only thing it's
loaded
missing
potato.
is bacon. Exactly. The only thing it's missing is bacon. You get bacon and cheese on a loaded potato.
Next time I'm gonna start saying
And
chips,
chives, and
salsa,
chives. Sour cream.
and guac.
Oh, and they will put sour cream on it.
Mhm.
Sometimes you get
Ew.
chives. Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
you get chives.
Wait, chives or jives?
Chives.
It's a jive.
But-
What the hell
wait,
is a jive?
wait, it was
I
like a-
never ate
wait,
no jive.
Wait,
No
it's
more
like
jive.
it was like a song, but it
jive
was like
turkey?
it was more of your time. I'm surprised it didn't ring a bell, but it was like
Wow.
it was like hand jive or something. It was like
Right,
you
it
know,
got
hand
very
jive.
cold
They're
out of
doing
nowhere.
this.
That
First of
changed.
all, the hand jives was during the damn prohibition when flappers were running around. That ain't got nothing to do with us. You did that.
Prohibition, Philip. I supported your
did
loaded
that.
potato, and you prohibition me. Wrap this show up. Wrap
We
this
have
up.
recommendations. You can't leave
It's
just
your
yet.
friends that defend you. Remember when we talked about
It was called,
loyalty?
it's a Glee song called "Born to Hand Jive," and it might be from an older song. That's what jives
Oh,
are.
hey.
I'm not listening to nothing that has hand job in it. Now you done
It's
lost
hand
your-
jive, not hand job. Hello.
Drop it.
You gotta work on your hearing.
B.
Case, 'cause this
B,
gets
and
you-
you're not about to cut in with jobbing either. That's not what we're not jumping and
that's-
popping,
we're not-
sis. That's,
yeah, we're really.
don't know where that came from.
You
Sounds
did
so nice
that.
for them to contribute.
Well,
recommended best friend.
yes, recommended.
Does that mean it's my turn first recommendations?
I mean, you could go.
Okay, let me have my Philip moment.
Oh God, why'd y'all let her go first?
I don't know.
So this week,
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, I know what it is, and it's clownish.
So this week, I just want to recommend that y'all go listen to my baby Taemin and really support him because he's about to go to the military
Girl.
for 18 months. So go support him. Go stream advice.
I hope you choke and swallow.
Wow.
He wants you to do both.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay, was that it?
Yeah.
Wow, that was a lot shorter than I thought it was.
I thought it was gonna be an excerpt too. That's my
I
favorite. I say.
because when Philip had his eyes one moment, it lasted a minute.
It did.
Yeah.
That's what I was waiting.
I
on,
thought you was
but
gonna do an ode,
I
an
mean,
actual.
see, but you also named all of them. I don't. It's just him. I don't.
Well, speaking of Iceman, I can get into my recommendation of the week. From the ashes of Iceman's the spam mix, we are getting new content, ladies. We're getting new content. So if you did not know, Eyes One members are popping up with their own personal Instagram like flies. They're popping up, sis. They're there. So if you have not, please go check out their personal Instagrams. Sakura Nako and Atami have already resurrected their Japanese Instagrams. Hey One has resurrected one. Che Young has resurrected one. Umbi, hot today, fresh off the press, has done one. Yena, fresh off the press. So go get into the Instagrams and go give them a follow because when you thought Eyes One was down and out, sis, they said And that was my recommendation for the week.
Next.
Okay, I got mine. So we may not have all of the seasons, but Hulu has added Bad Girls Club, and I want to say it's season like 7, 9, 10, 12, and 15, whatever. For those of you who have never seen Bad Girls Club, definitely check it out. I have so many feelings. Some about not watching that show for like well over a decade and then booting it back up. The way I felt about people once upon a time versus how I feel now, that's either really crap editing or some of these people suck. That's all. Go watch Bad Girls Club. Tell me what you think. A couple seasons threw me. I thought I loved Stassi. And then Stassi was getting on my nerves. She was killing me. The
See,
way
I
they
think because we love Stassi at the end. Because at the end, she wasn't really doing
she
anything. but
lost
eating
me
her
for a
food.
while with Judy, and I was livid. But at the same time, Judy was killing me because Stassi at one point said, "I'm only talking to Shelly for this," and then Judy would forget because of the booze, and then she'd be like, "Stassi don't love me," and then she starts showing her ass. I'm like, between everyone, Tiara was my girl, and she made me happy. Tasha was gobbledygook. Priscilla was gobbledygook. I really only had those three, and I just finished I don't understand. What season is that? 9?
Season 9,
Yeah,
yes.
I just finished 9. But you told me Julie gets better, Philip. So if they bring the games, I'll
No,
It doesn't
no.
get better in that season. That season she was horrible, but later down the line in like All Star Battle, she was actually
Oh yeah, she was
palatable.
better. I would say
Yes.
All Stars too.
And
She was in
yes,
All-Stars
she
too,
was
I
on
believe,
All
right?
Stars, yeah, but she left early. All Stars 2 was good, and then when she was in the house, when they brought all the bad girls back into that house, I think Julie was really palatable then. I think that's when I got
She
into her.
apologized for everything.
Yeah, I do too. I think she grew from that.
now. So it was like Rocky and Jen, Paula. I'm on that
Oh,
season.
but she was
I,
trifling during her season. I was like, oh, I hated Julie during her season.
Julie did a lot.
She did.
I'm trying to think who I actually like from that season. I felt for Andrea. I don't think she did anything wrong. I feel like all of that started because of Zuli, like in Rima. And so Andrea tried to be a friend to make Zuli feel better, but then Zuli kind of left her hanging. That's all.
It was just the way that Andrea was shorter than everybody that really I was like, oh, not
Real
you being
short.
height difference.
So they jumped that girl, and I thought that was ass. And Julie still got mixed. So go Fallon just got mixed the whole season. Just
Fallon was only there to talk shit.
but she was way too vocal to be getting mixed
She
like
was.
that.
She was.
She was.
It's not really, I think people be like, oh, well, you lost. I don't care who loses. It's just you can't be vocal and not be willing to get,
To,
shoot the ones.
box.
That's
See,
what
I
I'm
think is that she always rode with Julie, and Julie didn't mind getting her ass beat. Fallon was like, "Wait, I didn't know we were gonna fight. I just like to talk my shit. I didn't know.
I didn't know
you can't be wanting to fight.
Julie would take them ass with her.
She really would. She left and
Next.
right.
like, Rima was another one that she was like, I know how to get people sent home. And I'm like, Rima, you've been getting
Yeah, she got, but she did what she had to do. She got Christina sent right home. She said,
Christina.
"I'm about to do it."
Still don't know why
Erica.
Erica got sent home. Everybody else was fighting on repeat. Erica got one fight, and it's like the producers were like, "Hell no, she could fight. Get her up out of here. She gonna kill one of them." I don't know why Erica only got one fight and then she was out.
I mean, it's realistic though, because I mean, if you don't know, there's a difference between when you're just fighting versus you trying to
No,
do
really
something.
yeah, Erica got one fight and they said, "Oh hell no."
Because she was being on her back and then really snatched up the bond and said, "Let me just be in the back of your scalp."
Yeah,
Like,
Erica was kind of doing a lot, sis. She got like she was
I
fighting for her
respected
life.
the way Meg went home. Megan said, "I'm going home." I bet. Even though she did snatch Rima up from behind.
She snatched Rima and Fallon up though too. Well, Fallon took most of the hits for
I
Rima.
think
To be
no,
fair.
remember she
Fallon was
reached
trying to
for
break it
Fallon, but
up.
Rima was in the middle.
Yeah.
That I don't know. That show hits so much differently.
And in your
now.
old age, yes, it does.
It hits
It
so much differently. I will say that. I think I'm watching it to see if I feel the same way, and so far, Although I still stand by what Shelly did was wrong, and her ass should have been arrested. I don't want to hear, what was it? Eye makeup remover? Because I always thought it was bleaches when I was younger. You put
What's
eye
bleach?
makeup remover in my contacts. It was eye makeup remover.
I could have
I
sworn
thought
it was bleach too.
They definitely told us.
No,
it was
they
bleach.
definitely told us it was bleach.
Okay, when I watched it, they said it was eye makeup remover, and I guess it was that light. She said it turned light blue, and so that's why
Oh, that's
because
what I
it
thought it was
turned
bleach.
blue, she rinsed it out and then put water in it. But the problem was that Stassi smelled it.
Yeah, it smelled
Stassi
like bleach.
smelled it, and But she put eye makeup remover and tried to say she read the label and it wasn't harmful. Like, girl, please.
Well, Pride, do you have a recommendation?
Yeah.
I actually do. I just wanted to, y'all to get that out. It sounded like riveting. It sounded like real riveting.
It was.
It was a moment in time.
Pride, you would get sent home on the first night.
I
Like you would get into a fight and you would get sent right home.
I would choke a bitch right on.
It would end up like New York's when what's his name was banging old boy head against the wall. I was like, wait. I think what was his name? Buddha.
Is that from G's to Jen's?
No, New York's Chance of Love, whatever her show.
I do remember that. Okay, right, yes.
Sorry.
But, anyway, so I've recently gotten back into Dungeons and Dragons, and there's a new supplement out called Talrash's Cauldron of Everything that kind of shakes the current meta of it on its head. And I definitely recommend that you guys, anybody who likes tabletops, to definitely check it out. It's fun. You got new classes, new racial bonuses, new group patrons, all that good stuff. And it's nice to nerd out with your friends. I keep trying to nerd out with my friends, but they won't play with me. So, hopefully you guys have friends that you guys can, get into it with, because it's a great supplement. And I definitely recommend it for anyone who's into tabletops. That's it.
Well,
Well,
I'm not
oh,
sure in D&D.
the fact of
Huh?
the day.
Oh, the fact that that's me. Okay.
Okay.
Did you guys know that the strongest muscle in the human's body is the tongue?
Really?
Yeah,
I low key knew that, but confirming that I wouldn't be able to.
I was also
My
surprised,
tongue can't pick up no gallon of milk.
but it could though.
I gotta
Really?
try it now.
Yeah,
Is it limited by
Wait,
the
do I
by
have
the?
enough
Wrap
tongue
my
to do
mouth
that?
around a
you
gallon of
do.
milk.
I have enough tongue.
Yeah.
Please
Okay.
stop saying tongue like that. I don't
I
like
thought I
the.
had a limited
The way
tongue
I'm
amount.
eyeballing everything in this room to see what I can pick up. Oh,
Your
Okay.
wait.
tongue is actually a lot longer than you think it is too. And even if
Mine
you
is
did have limited tongue, you could use like a little clamp, and that would pretty much do the same effect.
really?
Ooh, I'm about to
Don't
start. I'm
teach
about to
me
start
new
tongue
stuff.
in
We
this
about
house.
to do
Damn.
Like a double.
Don't you ever say that again in your life.
She about to pull a muscle. Now,
I'm about to
B,
start tonguing
B
this.
gonna get lockjaw. I'm telling you now.
I
B
I'm
hated
about to
that.
tongue this out.
Oh,
I
I
hated
hate
that.
that.
Just go ahead and go on Amazon and get a double-sided clamp, sis. Put one on your tongue and then you can clamp whatever. Just go ham. Have a great time.
I don't.
Really? My mind is blown. I'm about to have a field day. Okay, let's wrap this up.
I
I'm not
can't wait.
pick
I
up.
can't wait to go lick stuff. I just.
Jason, do you have a quote
Yeah,
on
do you
this
have a
day?
quote? Inspire us,
Okay,
Jason.
I have a quote of the day, and the quote of the day is based on everything we talked about earlier. With the going down bad.
Wrap it up.
So this quote
Yes. Put a bow
from
on it, ho.
Yeah.
my favorite band, and y'all gotta listen because you gotta catch it if you catch it. All right. Tell the world about a man who dug holes so deep he lost sight of his word.
That glass straw.
Yes,
Ooh,
ma'am.
come on,
Shout out to Glass
bars,
Jaw.
bars.
I thought the last word was gonna be saying, so I was like, oh.
You gotta hear it again. See
Say
when
it again.
hits
Yeah, go ahead.
Say it again. Say it again,
Say it again.
sis.
With some dramatic pauses.
Mm-hmm.
Tell the world about a man who dug holes so deep he lost sight of his word.
Oh, wow.
Wait, say it like a black preacher.
You didn't. Yeah, there was no dramatic pauses in there.
Yeah.
Tell the
It
world
wasn't.
about a man who
Uh-huh.
dug holes so deep he
Ah!
lost sight of his word. Amen.
and today
Hate us.
wraps up another episode of GG Podcast. I'm Pac-Man 630, clocking out.
And we promise not to leave you again.
Like that, yes. Y'all want to say y'all names? I said my name. I don't want to exclude anybody on the name.
Cup a noodle.
Be high. Drayshawn.
I am Pride Zero. Yes. And
And
don't also.
Why was I Michael Jackson and Chuck?
Also, guys, don't forget to send us anything you want to send us to our email at theggs
Yes.
at gmail.com. At the GG's podcast at gmail.com, because we want to hear from you guys. We would love to interact with you guys. And on that note, that is me signing off.
yes, bye.
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 Bye.